that everybody rolls on. This is a bad birthday present.
Sometimes when you're on your way to a sick trail, your spark plug wire gets a little too close to the exhaust and it melts. Then you got to deal with it on the way to the trail. Let's see how this works. If it works out good for us, we got a sick video for you. If not, you'll never see this footage. We know it's a spark plug because when it's cutting out, it sounded like it was running on 3 cylinders. He had also just put new plugs and wires in it. The engine area in our rigs are extremely small, and you have to use heat wrap and route other things the best that you can, keeping it away from the headers and other parts. Now we have to chase down which wire it could be. Of course, it's the second to the back of the block, closest to the turbo, which creates insane amounts of heat. We got the wire out, and sure enough, it was burnt almost all the way through. We also didn't have any spare plug wires with us. It was burnt 3 to 4 inches from where the plug connector is. Though neither of us have spliced a plug wire before and having to use an old connector wasn't ideal, Virgil figured he was going to give it a shot, and the worst that could happen is it won't work and we'll be in the same boat that we were before. Never seen someone rebuild a spark plug wire on the trail, but we're not saying that this has worked yet, but it was pretty fun to play with it. Cross your fingers. Oh yeah, oh yeah, going wheeling, going wheeling. All right, we fixed it. That was a close call. We just drove quite a ways on Christmas Eve to go wheeling, and literally on the way to the trail, burnt a spark plug, which is pretty crucial if you don't have a spare one. But luckily Virgil's a little crafty and we're back in business. So we're going wheeling. Today is Christmas Eve, and against all responsible reasoning, we picked one of the hardest trails and questionably most dangerously risky trail we have. If everything goes perfect, this is gonna be epic. If anything were to go wrong, we'd most definitely miss Christmas morning, breaking our daughter Colby's heart. Here we are at the gatekeeper. I like this gatekeeper because it is massive, haggard, intimidating, and hard, with giving you a real idea of what the rest of this trail is going to be like. Approaching it is a vertical waterfall crack with uneven edges that you have to fade driver at the top of. The big kicker is the uneven edges. When driving a crack, you try to keep even pressure on drivers and passenger sidewalls, which is challenging enough on flat cracks. The uneven ledges will stop one side, and the other side will still continue to climb, which causes you to fall off the line and possibly into the crack. To avoid this, you really have to drive by braille and really feel when that happens so you can maneuver your turning to counteract it. Once at the top, you run into a pretty chunky boulder garden you have to get through before your rear axle even comes off the crack. There's Jess following me up the crack, giving a good perspective on how big this gatekeeper really is.
Phew! There we go. Gatekeeper down. Let's go. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you aren't already. Yeah, buddy.
All right, it's Virgil's turn. We always talk about how Virgil has to take a different approach and has to work harder and smarter due to not having a rear steer. What you may not have noticed is that his axle width is much narrower than a full width rig, which has its advantages and disadvantages. In this case, he's able to stay mostly inside the crack, missing a lot of the ledges on the sides, giving it a big advantage. Picking the right line for his rig, he's able to walk up this gate pretty effortlessly.
Howdy, let's get rowdy. It's Christmas Eve, and we're rock rolling. Woo!
Thank you.
we head up the trail, you see it's big obstacle after another, making it a long, challenging trail. What I wasn't expecting was this trail to be as wet as it is, making it even more challenging than expected. Off that ledge, it's all kind of deep. Just gonna have to slowly go into it and kind of.
There's a spot right there that looks deep as fuck.
Yeah.
Here, okay, right there.
That's, yeah.
My worst nightmare ever is rolling over in water.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, of all the things we do, rolling over in water freaks me out more than anything.
I don't know if I could get out of this thing.
Yeah, it's my worst ever thought. Like, fuck that.
Yep.
I'd probably panic and drown before I could get to my seatbelt because it would go.
Right.
It only takes a second to suck in water.
Obstacles with deep water on them are for sure sketchy, due to having to get out of your rig on one breath if something goes wrong. But after that super positive pep talk, I think I got this.
Up there now. Almost like you had to just go into the deep.
Yeah, you pretty much do.
There's no way around it.
Yeah. Ooh, water is sketchy. No swimming today.
I'll tell you what, there's no two ways about it. It's really scary going up obstacles like that, because if you do go backwards, it's anyone's guess as to if you can get out in time. So always be careful on obstacles like this. Take your time and don't get stupid.
I really want to, but I'm going around this bitch.
Yeah. It was cool though. I was up there and I was like,
Why?
you know, like these ones are super scary. You ever do this?
Unacceptable. I don't like
scary,
this.
you know. Colby's been doing a great job doing her part, picking up trash that washes down these canyons from the roads above.
Pickup is super low too for my air. I'm just above my
No
tire.
more trash.
Good job, bud.
Next phase is a huge rock face that has several rad lines that you can take. While Virgil's ripping up that, Jess has found what can only be explained as a chupacabra skull.
His tooth just fell out. What is it?
That is your classic creature.
What is it, guys? Tell me in the comments. I need to know.
There are 3 lines on this rock face. The center line, which is the hard line, the right line, which is the hero line, and the left line, which is not easy by any means, but it's the easiest of the 3. I've done all 3 when it's been dry, and have yet to see someone make the hero line when it's been wet. Did I mention to you guys, this is one of my favorite trails of all time. It is so much freaking fun. I mentioned there were some pros and some cons of having narrower axles at the beginning of the trail, and you saw the pro being able to fit in that crack. This line turned out to be a con. He wasn't able to straddle the right side ledge and the center rock like my full widths were able to. Virgil's answer for this line was to turn up the wall and then turning passenger falling off the wall to get his front axle past that center rock. It was a ballsy move and he nearly rolled it, but his calculations were on point and panned out. Now he has to deal with that rear axle being caught up on that center rock, using his front and rear winches and searching for something for his front tires to grab traction on. He was able to manipulate his rig through this line.
The one thing that we know about Virgil is Virgil always uses all of the tools in his bag. Meaning he knows when to front dig, he knows when to suck down, he knows when to rear dig, like he knows everything. Like how he knows his rig inside and out on how to use it effectively for any obstacle. Super cool.
We made it through all but one of the sketchy water obstacles, and of course the last one has to be the sketchiest. As we approach, Virgil is already squared up to it. Well, at least the top half of his rig. The bottom half is completely sunk.
Virgil,
What?
this is the roll fall.
This is what?
This is the fall that everybody rolls on.
Okay, thanks, John.
Just a heads up.
Flashback.
Jess was giving Virgil a proper heads up, as last time I was here I almost rolled when it was full of water. And the time before that, a buddy of mine rolled. I couldn't imagine how scary it would have been if it was full of water then. Giving this obstacle the respect and caution is a must.
End of flashback.
I bet you're wondering why we're not going up the right side of the waterfall, which is a few feet shorter than the left side. Well, that's because the right side's a few feet deeper. And when approaching, you would suck in water in your intake and hydrolock your motor because we don't have any of those fancy little snorkels. That's it! Approaching this waterfall, you'll want to stay driver's side, as it's the most shallow part, keeping your motor well out of the water. Picking the best line for your rig to go up, you're going to want to go straight up until the rear tires are at the top of the first step. If you turn passenger, the brake over is too extreme and will snag your belly. Once you've cleared your belly, you then have to front dig passenger to get your front end to drop back into the wash. When doing that, it leans your car uncomfortably towards the waterfall drop, looking down into the pool that you don't want to roll off into. Once your fronts drop into the trail, put it in all four and complete the obstacle. Last step, check your shorts and resort to emergency spare shorts if needed.
That was stressful. He made it though, we're good. Yay, go Bronson!
I'm not gonna lie. That's a sketchy spot.
Yeah, it is. Look at this. Oh, it's all in there. Oh, no. Oh, no. What do we got here? Happy birthday. This is a bad birthday present. The desert didn't like this. Oh, no. Look. Ew.
We don't
There's no trash bag. I guess I'm hanging on to this one.
Well, we made it off the trail and Christmas is saved. Not to mention, we had the most exciting and epic Christmas Eve we could have ever asked for. Wheeling a super gnarly trail with our wheeling family.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart.
Looks like I spoke too soon.
Oh, yep. She sure is gone. Oh, she just popped off.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm new here.
Oh my God, look.
What?
It was never the pump.
Oh, yep.
What is wrong with it?
Did it break completely off?
Or it just wasn't tightened. Oh, what's up? Oh my God, babe.
What?
What's up? You okay, Poppers?
Hi. Hi, baby. Yeah, that's another problem. Hi, baby. Oh, he's got cactus in his face too.
Wait, we got a number. So our power steering pulley just came apart, and to add to it, we found a lost dog in a very remote part of the desert full of cactus. It did have a collar with a number on it, and we tried to call, and that's when we found out that we didn't have any service. Not to only try to call the owners, but we weren't able to get a hold of Virgil to turn around and come get us. Well, here we are on Christmas Eve. Got our steering wheel, 360s, all the rest of our camera gear. This random poor dog that was lost that had a collar, so I'm sure that they didn't just leave him out here. It's got a collar and a number. It's getting dark.
Merry Christmas.
Less than a mile into our walk, we were able to get enough service to get a hold of Virgil to come pick us up.
This is our current situation. Our text message went through, so now we're riding back to the truck and trailer so that we can go retrieve the buggy, and hopefully maybe we can find this guy's home.
Virgil got us back to the truck so that way we could go recover the buggy. We were also able to get a hold of Jet's owner, the dog that we had found. Turns out Jet is a ranch dog and got spooked by some recreational shooters earlier that morning. When we started walking to get phone service, there was a huge pack of coyotes within 100 yards, yipping and howling. I think poor Jet collected all the cactus, running away from these guys. Jet's owner was very happy that we had found his dog so that way they could spend Christmas Eve together. I can't help but think that there may be a little bit of Christmas magic, somehow keeping that pump pulley alive until we got off the trail and saving our Christmas, and then breaking exactly where Jet needed us so that way we could deliver him home for Christmas Eve.
Let's go. We're gonna make it to Christmas. Yes.
Sponsored in part by BFGoodrich Tires, Warren Industry Winches, Casey HiLites, and AXEL Off-Road Helmets. Best way to support this channel is give that subscribe button a little skiddly do, diddle that notification bell, give this video the fat finger, and leave a dirty little comment below.